Hello everyone, this is the great Lord and Master, Osiron, the Eternal, for what's going to be a short video. I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. This is mainly in regards to the super blue blood moon that's happening tomorrow. And I'm also going to add a few extra key points with the Magus, which I forgot to mention. This is pretty big. Okay, over here you have the Magus. Let me get to this real quick while I'm here. There's a couple of key things I forgot yesterday. When you take the number totals, when you add the numbers here, it starts out with 27 and 39, which is this, and that becomes 66. Now, the biggest one is the 3-6 axis. This 3-6 axis here, when you add the numbers that the rune numbers add to, it gives you a 30 and then a 42. Well, when you add those numbers together, it gives you 72. It's right there. The 3-6 axis gives you 72, and if you recall from the octahedron Kundalini grid, the 3 and the 6s reside in the same spheres as the 7 and the 2. It's super huge and super important, and it links this structure with the Yggdrasil so perfectly and so beautifully. And the next one's amazing too. This middle axis here, it becomes 33 and then 45. Well, if you add 33 and 45, that becomes 78. And we know that the tarot cards use 78 cards. And we also discovered in the Osiron tarot spiral that all of the houses of the zodiac, if you add them all up, total to 78, linking the tarot and the zodiac powerfully too. And then the last one, this axis here, which is a big axis too, when you add 36 plus 48, that gives you 84. And then the 84, if you recall from the Jewel, because on the Jewel of Creation, the tarot keys are in a different order because you don't use 0, so that shifts the tarot keys around. And what it does is it puts the 8 in the pillar of Boaz, and it puts the 4 on the pillar of Yakin. I explained that in that video. And then when you add them all up, this row becomes 126, which becomes 9. This middle row becomes 174, which becomes 12-3. This last row here adds to 300, which reduces to a 3, which gives you 933. When you add 933, that gives you 15, and that adds to a 6. And then when you add up all these rows, when you reduce all these, it gives the order of 3, 9, 6, and then 3 again. So it's showing vortex math separation with the 9. And there's also a missing 6 in this too, because when you see the 3, 6, 9s that go around here, if you start with this one, it goes 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, and it goes 3, and there's a missing 6 over here, and it does that. And it's the same thing the other way. If you go backwards, it goes 9, missing 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9, 6, 3. So there's a missing 6 in the configuration of this. But that last missing 6 shows up as the actual material world itself when you add up all these numbers together. So that's pretty good. But now the big thing. There's something very important. As I said, tomorrow is going to be a super blue blood moon. And what that means is it's a super moon. And the blue moon means that there's 2 full moons in 1 month. And this hasn't happened since I guess it's the eclipse, and it's also a eclipse tomorrow too. And this hasn't happened since 1866, and that is a span of 152 years, and these numbers add up to an 8, so that's also linking that with the theme of the Magus and the Yggdrasil. But now, there's one thing that I've never mentioned on the Osiron Tarot Spiral videos, and a very significant thing. When you use the proper planetary sequence for the zodiac wheel, the one I discovered, what it does is the planets that reside in Leo are Mercury, the Moon, and the Sun. Well, if you recall from the tarot keys of the Osiron tarot spiral, the cards that reside in house 2 is Mercury, the Magus, the magician, and then the cards that follow that are the Moon and the Sun. So we're seeing this same configuration, and Mercury is known, the magician is linked with Mercury. Okay? So we're seeing that here. So we're seeing Mercury, the Moon, and the Sun, and the same thing in the opposing house of Leo with the planetary rule here of Mercury, Moon, and the Sun. Very powerful, and that's right on the 3-6 axis. And that's at the height of summer, which is Leo, and this is Aquarius, the masculine aspect of Saturn. Now, some key things. When you add Aquarius, which is house 2, to Leo, which is house 5, that becomes 7. And the eclipse tomorrow is supposed to last for 77 minutes. Okay? The moon is going to be in Leo tomorrow. As a matter of fact, it's going to be in Leo exactly at the time of the eclipse, 11 degrees of Leo. So the moon is going to be in 11 degrees of Leo. The sun is going to be in Aquarius, and it's approaching the middle decan of Aquarius. So the sun is almost in the middle of Aquarius. It's right on it. It's right there. It could even be the first day in the middle decan. So the sun is going to be in Aquarius, the moon is going to be in Leo, so that's sort of like an opposition effect. And also, to add to this, Mercury also enters Aquarius at 8:39 a.m. Super huge links. That's why I named this the Super Blue Blood Moon, Return of the Magus. And when you add the tarot cards that go in Aquarius, you got the Magician 2, the Moon 18, and the Sun 19. Well, those cards add to 39, which is what the tarot keys on the Pillar of Boaz are. And then that reduces, of course, to a 12, then a 3. Well, the tarot card that resides in Leo is to 8, Strength. So when you add, it really should be 3 plus 8, but I put it 8 plus 3. I wrote this quick. So when you add 3 plus 8, that equals 11, which of course reduces to a 2. And this year, 2018, is the year of the 2. My first video this year was, subtitled The Year of the 2, because 2018 reduces to a 2. So this is super big, super huge. And the first full moons of the year of 2018 is a blue moon in January. As a matter of fact, the first full moon was on New Year's Day. So, and the one that's going to happen tomorrow is on the last day of January, so that's pretty significant. And the date also, 1/31/2018, reduces to a 7. The full moon is going to be at exactly 8:27 a.m. tomorrow. Mercury enters Aquarius at 8:39 a.m. The moon will be in 11 degrees of Leo at that time. And all of that, really, really amazing. So this is about the Super Blue Blood Moon, the return of the Magus. This should be a very short video. So thank you and namaste.